Sign up today.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Every trading day, live at 10 a.m. Eastern. Call now, toll free at 877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The TFNN Bull Bear Trading Hour. Now, Tom and Tommy O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien and Tommy O'Brien. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us each and every day. Dow right now up 135. NASDAQ up 60. S&P's up 12.5. Gold contract up $14.70, trading $17.81. We have silver up 15 cents, $18.05 an ounce. Light sweet crude flat, $40.79 a barrel. Notes and bonds. You get the 10-year flat right now at 138.22. The 30-year down 9 ticks at 177 flat. And King dollar down 487 ticks, trading 96.551. The euro is at 113. The yen is at 106.29. The British pound's at 124 to 1 U.S. dollar. What is really intriguing here, folks, is that you get a nervous S&P as Apple goes to all-time highs, Netflix goes to all-time highs, Microsoft goes to all-time highs. Let me tell you something. That is very unusual. Tom O'Brien, what's going on?
It's all going on, man. We got a lot of action. I'm going to have to get my calendar ready for any time Peter Navarro is out there doing interviews, man. I should have been trading last night.
You got to love it. Let's see. And what Tommy's talking about, folks, is that Navarro comes out. It was a long-winded question, and he answered yes to it. That's the bottom line. And that's what I was talking about, the nervous in the market. Now, granted, you get thin markets, but that being said, guess what? We should be a lot higher right now. Europe's a lot higher. This S&P is nervous in the context that we have three of the tech stocks at all-time highs. Let's go over to our man, Mr. Kevin Hinks at TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim, as we do every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And don't forget, folks, every trading day right here, 11 to 12 Eastern Standard Time, you want to understand defined risk, option strategies, futures. Great program. If you haven't test-driven yet the Thinkorswim platform, very easy to do. You're sitting on the TFNN right now. Hit the banner. Bring it up to allow you to trade with paper money. You can follow Kevin and his team every trading day as they go through the markets and set up their strategies. Kevin Hinks, what's going on?
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, Tommy. Yeah, Tommy, high-frequency trading is awesome, isn't it?
I'll tell
Quite
you,
a flash.
You can see that they're running the markets day and night, right?
Yo.
Yeah, I mean, think about what time that happened.
Yep.
And what time that came out and that announcement and how quickly the market dropped about 400 points, 400 Dow points.
Yep.
That shows you that high-frequency trading, you may turn off your computer, but high-frequency trading, the machines don't ever take their eyes off the market.
They don't. And you pay attention to that, folks.
And then they brought it back up as quickly as they brought it down.
Exactly. All in all, folks, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 40 minutes from the highs to the lows to the highs, back to the highs. Yeah. Pretty amazing, man.
Yeah, it's incredible. And that shows you that the machines are always watching.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then as a trader, though, if you're an individual investor and a trader looking at that, what can you take from that? Well, actually very little, I think, other than the fact that this market's a little shaky to bad news.
Right.
So beware of bad news and its reactions in the market, especially when it has to do with coronavirus or our relationship with China. Those are two pretty hot-button topics. And as you can see how much they move the overall market.
No, there's no doubt. And, it's intriguing to me that I've seen plenty of shaky markets. Normally, you don't have shaky markets when you got stocks hitting all-time highs. It's like, really? You know what I mean? It's going to be like, I sit here, Kevin, and I'm thinking, you know what? I know Apple's going to take over the world. But then I talk to myself, I say, well, hold it, man. Someone's going to stop them along the way at some particular point. It's not going to be Apple, Microsoft, and Netflix that's going to run the world. We know how this goes, okay? They might do it for a while, okay? But doesn't mean they can't go higher. My point is, folks, is that they have been taking the markets higher. They are higher this morning. Apple has got away from its breakout point even, and that's so strong it's amazing. I mean, when you break out, it broke out yesterday, and now it's 6 points. Well, it's 10 points away from it, but 15 points away from it. That's pretty impressive, man. Pretty crazy, man. Wow.
Yeah, Apple is just, and when you think of Apple using their own chips now, that's the next level, right?
Yes.
Trying to bring as much of their business in-house as they can.
Right.
And so cutting out Intel, is it going to hurt Intel? They say it's going to hurt it a little bit, but not substantially. So, that's interesting, though. It can't help Intel. Reputationally, It probably doesn't help Intel. But now, the one thing that worries me about something like this is that now Apple misses out on competition, on different firms competing and innovating and research and development that may make them better. Wonder if Intel comes out and makes the next life-changing chip for phones.
That's a great point.
Switch to it, or does Apple stay at home?
Right.
And put out basically an inferior product. So when you bring it in-house like that, it's like there's the old saying, make your back office someone else's front office.
Yes.
Right? And
yes.
Jack Welch, you used to talk about that from his days at GE. And you miss out on some of the competition, but, Apple must feel good about the chip that they're putting in the phones, because they wouldn't do it because they got a lot of eggs in that basket.
Oh, big time!
So,
and they're going to change their front screen, right? There's underlying out here this morning, folks. Okay, I think this deal, Microsoft shut down its game streaming service, but guess what? Then they're going to push it over to Facebook. That's going to be a monster, man. I mean, if we sit here with Microsoft, it's like, hey, man, this is pretty cool. Whatever deal they made, I don't know the whole deal, but that seems to me like that's a win deal for Microsoft, man.
Yeah.
I'd say at least
anytime you can get your product at or near or on Facebook,
seriously,
and the amount of people that touch that platform on a daily basis, it's got to be a win. It's got to be an enormous win.
No, there's no doubt.
And at worst, right, at least they figured out that whatever it was called, Mixer, that was not happening, man. Even if they brought Ninja over for $20-30 million, it was just not going to happen. So they're making the best of not being able to compete directly with Twitch and all of those likes.
Yeah. Pretty amazing.
It's just amazing how the chips are falling and the dust is settling on all this new economy. But I mean, Zoom. How about Zoom stock yesterday? Zoom was going crazy. I mean, there is a winner in this economy and there's losers in this economy, and you can see it in the stocks that we watch every day. The economy is going towards some companies and away from others. And if you're like the Adobes of the world, if you're in cybersecurity, so many people are going so much more online.
Yes.
It's just, you got to just pay attention to the evolution of the U.S. economy, because it's evolving, and it all has to do with the cloud right now.
It does. And isn't it amazing, Kevin, that it evolved so quickly? I mean, the COVID-19 did the push, man, and we're not going back, folks. Okay, the bottom line, this is real. Do you know what I mean? It's like, who would ever think that you could do everything, so many things virtual? I mean, as traders, we know we have for a long time, but this is, plenty of other companies can do it left and right, like with no big deal. Pretty amazing.
Amazon at all-time highs today too.
Oh, unreal. Listen, folks, 45 minutes from now, outstanding program. Kevin, you have a great one, safe one. We look forward to the program.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
Stay right there. Tommy and I come right back, folks.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 194, Nasdaq's up 93, S&Ps are up 21. And, you know, Tom, what's really interesting is what Kevin did say, meaning that the machines never sleep.
Yes.
This is pretty wild watching this, this came down.
And like you said as well, they never sleep, especially when it has to do with either COVID or China. Can you imagine now, you know, a lot of times, you know, AI, it's only as good as some of the inputs that you're putting in or whatever, you know, the parameters that you're at least starting from. Usually, I don't know, maybe that's even accelerating as we speak, right? It's not as important anymore. But imagine what you're looking for if you have any input into those types of things. You're looking for China, man. You're looking for trade deal talk,
right?
Anything out there from people you almost can't get more perfect. And it's unfortunate, man. Somebody in that position is supposed to be almost perfect with their words, right? He's the chief negotiator.
Yeah.
So to see something so reckless with words like that, saying it's over, trying to be grandiose maybe with his wording, that matters, man. And it's unfortunate because he's the same person that's supposedly, you know, able to convey everything that we want, need, articulate exactly everything in negotiations, and but nonetheless pretty wild. And one of the other things that Kevin said that I love there, man, talking about Intel and the chips, I hadn't thought about that anytime you do bring it in-house, right, that you don't have the benefit of competition between either Intel, AMD, all that stuff.
Sure.
So Apple must be pretty confident in that flight, but to see how that plays out.
Well, I expect the next time that he gets asked a question, he's going to say, "Can you explain that to me again?" Because the answer was just yes, but it was a long question. It was like, okay, what was the yes to? You know?
Yeah.
If you read the question, folks, you're going to see it almost wasn't a question. It was kind of intriguing, but I suspect.
So I got it right here. Okay. Yeah. So Martha McCollum, she asked. Here's the full quote. Do you think that the president he obviously really wanted to hang on to this trade deal as much as possible, and he wanted them to make good on the promises, because there had been progress made on the trade deal. But given everything that's happened, and all the things you just listed, is that over? It's over, period. Yes, period.
Yeah.
I try and give him a benefit there, man, but as a chief negotiator, is that over? Yes, it's over, period. I think you'd want to at least qualify that and say the trade deal's intact. We expect China to live up to what they lived up to, but in terms of trust, if that is, it's unfortunate at a minimum, man. And then you had Trump out there by 10/22 saying the deal is fully intact. Hopefully they'll continue to live up to the terms of the agreement. So
if we take a look at this S&P, folks, what you're going to see here now, what is intriguing right now is that Europe is still up good. The DAX is up good, bottom line, and we're having a hard time holding price here. So this is going to be intriguing. I mean, you're only up 21 points, and when we do take a look at Europe, you're going to see Europe is up. FTSE's up 0.9%. The DAX up 2%. They haven't given it up yet. So,
and Europe had their PMI, man. They came in at like 47.2, I think. 50 is the number between expansion and contraction, and they were only looking for like 40. They came in at 47. Yeah. And they were looking for like 42.
Okay.
And May's was in the 30s. So there was some real optimism there on a big growth in terms of, manufacturing and production.
Hey, listen to this. Oh, this is wild, folks. Okay. So we've been talking about COVID in Florida and the amount of, we're catching fire down here, folks. Okay. And St. Petersburg in general, same deal. So last night, I'm talking to a couple owners of the hotels down here. So listen to how this is working, folks, okay? This is going to be pretty intense going forward, how this works. Inside of the CARES Act, right, there's $19 billion for testing, okay, $19 billion in testing. Well, what has happened, the way this is getting legged out is that you have private companies that have got into the testing. Let me see. He told me they got solicited. What day is today? Today's Tuesday. They got solicited last Friday. So what has happened is that, see, St. Pete's has 270,000 people, so it's a very small city, folks. And what ends up happening is that you actually do know a lot of the players. So coming all the way down Central where all the hotels is, to cut to the chase, this is what's going on. These firms, Tom, right, are coming into the hotels, and they're asking the hotels, will you let us test all your employees? And they want to test them every other day, okay? And the hotel owners are saying, well, who's going to pay for this? Well, the CARES Act is paying for this.
Okay.
So what has happened, and this is going to be, we're going to see the amount of testing go up here dramatically. So this particular company that came into St. Pete, they were at the aspect of testing. He said 400. Yeah, 400 per. It was 400 per hotel that they expect is going to go up to 4,000, okay, in the next couple of weeks. So we're going to see a huge amount of testing coming out of here, right?
Okay.
It's going to be intriguing watching this whole thing shake out, and of course it's intriguing if, in fact, you got the contracts to do that. That's monster money, and because a couple of the hotel owners that I was talking to last night, they were surprised that they didn't have to pay a dime. And it's an it's an opt-in deal. This is how this works, folks. It's an opt-in deal if, in fact, they want to do the testing or not. So we'll see where that shakes out. But isn't that wild? I pitch that. I suspect that's going on right across the country. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I did. That's great. I mean, hopefully they continue to follow up, because it's not just supposed to be the testing, right? It's supposed to be you test, you trace, and that allows you to limit the spread. As in, if you're testing so often, you're able to spot those cases, tell them even if they're asymptomatic to stay at home, the people they come in contact with. So that has to be followed up as well. Hopefully, there's some incentivization in there as well.
Yeah. So one of the targets saying, but will they have to publish the positives by the hotel? No, they won't.
Yeah,
this is intense, folks. This is what's going on. Because a couple of the guys that I was talking to that own them, one guy wanted to do it, another guy didn't want to do it. He said, "What am I going to do here?" Do you know what I'm saying? So that was the conversation, what it was all about. Do you know what I mean?
How
many
seen
false
some people
positives are there? He was going through. What are the statistics?
Sure.
It's like
sure.
Yeah.
No, and that's everywhere, because you have restaurants. I had seen people posting on Facebook that they had children that worked at a restaurant in Tampa, okay, on Dale Mabry. I forget the exact name, so I'm not going to throw it out. But that they had said that they knew employees there had tested positive. Nobody knew. Their kid happened to work there. They work in a restaurant. Right. They're a college kid. And they just happen to know there's positive cases of staff at a major chain, okay? And I forget, a major chain. It was like Fridays, Chili's, one of these, okay?
Right. Pretty intense.
Now, just before we get away from the numbers, man, real quick, because that would be great if the testing numbers go up, because they really aren't going up right now in terms of the raw numbers, right? I have the numbers up here, number of people tested per day in Florida. They haven't updated it yet today to show yesterday's data, so we're dealing with as recent as Sunday's publishing data in terms of June 21st. But you're talking about 37,000 tests, and we had 32, 31, 39 on June 12th. So hopefully we see that number rise. We'll get into some more numbers real quick after the break.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back. We're going to go to John in Orlando. Come right back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 228, Nasdaq's up 104, S&Ps are up by 25. Let's go to John in Orlando. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, Tom and Tommy. How you doing?
Morning, John.
How you doing, man?
Doing well, man.
Good, good. I'm still holding my Newmont options. If you could take a look at the chart for me.
So, we got, well, here, let's go to the gold contract first. So the gold contract has juice underneath it right now, folks. We have multiple ABC structures inside gold. You got a small one to 1801 price projection. You got a larger one to 1821. And bottom line is that you get the volume out here again today. We've already done 142,000 contracts. That's dynamite contract volume, man, for 10:31 in the morning. So I suspect, you're coming into these highs of 1784, 1789 with volume. That's saying, guess what? The probability goes pretty good that you're going to bust it. If we get over to Newmont, we take a look at Newmont. It's also, you get great volume in Newmont yesterday, too. We did 14 million. Bottom line is that, 115.9, but 14 is good. It's a little bit lower today, but I suspect this thing's going to bust that 59.88. I forget what month was your strike price.
July 17, 54.50.
Okay, so you get the 54.50. So you're in the money. So now, you trade options a lot, but when you're in the money, it's just trading. It's just like a stock. So you just have to figure out. Guess what? Every dollar up and down, your delta is almost going to be, 8 for 1 or something. It's probably about 80% right now.
Sounds good.
Yeah, you get action, man.
Okay.
Cooking, brother.
Thanks, John. Have a good one, man. Hey, jumping back into the numbers real quick,
yes.
Right? Because...
Well, you know what I saw that you put up this morning, which was not good for the United States, was the curve, since we're all chartists, folks, okay, when you see the curve that we are in the United States versus the curve in Europe, that
I got it there, man.
I don't care what the... You don't even have to be a chartist to kind of look at that. This is not the way you want to be looking at things.
No, I'm very unfortunate, man. And just to be aware of the reality of what's going on, Europe really clamped things down, man. They wore masks everywhere. They shut things down. The United States, we were opening, Florida especially, when cases were not even really declining. We had barely plateaued. You're supposed to have 14 days of declines for the CDC, right, in numbers. That just wasn't happening. It's evidenced by the chart, unfortunately, and now we're dealing with almost 30,000 cases a day. Jumping into Florida numbers, but that's stark. So be aware of the difference when you talk about the market, right?
So there's the chart, right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Stark difference, man. That's called squashing. This is not the second wave, folks. That's not how it works. And unfortunately, we just might deal with one long, drawn-out wave of 30,000 cases a day, man. 7-day rolling average. That is quite an average, and it's quite a spike. And where is some of that coming from? Now, this is what is going to be perplexing in terms of, they're asking them, what's the death rate? And right now, so we'll go to both of them. So you got the New York Times data. Okay, they got as high as about 4,000 cases. The last 2 days they've reported have been declining, but still we're dealing with 3,000. You follow the 7-day average, it's quite a spike. The death number has not spiked, all right? We're still dealing with 40, 50 people a day, and then weekends, maybe there's some different varieties. But what to keep in mind as well is the first spike, the deaths obviously lag cases, right?
Yes.
And so hopefully there's something different going on here as this is so evolving. But you can't make that assessment right now, folks, okay? Because deaths lag. You look at even where we were in terms of peaks in early April. The first peak, you could argue, was really at around April 6th, okay? The death total was peaking April 28th, okay? That's 22 days that we're talking about. So don't be lulled into that. That's the real thing to stress there.
I don't know if I heard Jim Bullard this morning on Bloomberg. And I thought this was pretty cool, folks, okay? They were talking a lot about how much so he's the president of the St. Louis Fed.
Yes.
They were talking about how much money they're putting into the economy, interest rates, and then they were talking about the aspect of COVID vaccines and all this. He says, the one thing that I don't like that is happening out here is that everyone is waiting for a vaccine.
Yeah.
And he says, I would rather, as a policymaker, that they take into consideration the probability and possibility that it's going to be out here for a while, and what are you going to do about it, and how are you going to manage your own life into the probability and the possibility. And I thought it was really cool, man. Because picture, he's in the numbers business and in the money business, folks. And so what he was saying, that instead of waiting for some kind of a vaccine going forward, that he was thinking that and you're in this business, you should be looking at the probabilities and possibilities at all particular times. And then he was saying, and in the medical aspect of it, you definitely should be looking at the probability and the possibility for your individual selves and your families going into it. I said, oh, man, this is interesting. Because
you always should. I know. It's lost.
And that's a pretty cool deal in the aspect of looking at markets. That's what he was saying. That's the looking at markets. Like, what are the probabilities and possibilities? Where you're at? Where are you at in the whole deal?
The unfortunate thing here is that this is not going to stop when, wearing a mask is almost, and I heard somebody, it's wearing a mask isn't political. It's almost, not wearing a mask almost becomes this statement. And that's the difference, to bring it back to those two curves, man. Folks in Florida, we now have mandated masks, I believe, in St. Petersburg, I believe in Tampa.
And all of Pinellas, I believe.
In all of Pinellas, maybe all in Hillsborough, but in Tampa. Yeah. I'm in Polk County right now, more middle of the state, not mandated there. It's remarkable how many people are not wearing masks, folks. When you compare it, family around Boston, it's such a different environment. They got hit so hard so early. I don't think people are aware of what life has been like for almost 2 months now in Florida, of things being opened back up and people just not really reacting. And that's, for me, the scariest part, that we seem like cases are spiking. Oh, it'll be fine. Maybe there's a vaccine. We don't have to wear a mask because that's political. And now we have companies shutting down businesses again. We have Disney that's supposed to open next month. We were supposed to have the NBA in Orlando. The Lightning players are testing positive when the NHL is supposed to open back up, right? I mean, this is going to compound. And then how about, we'll jump right to it, man, mortgages. Did you see the story? I believe it was yesterday, in terms of 4.3 million borrowers missing their mortgage. And that is up from 2 million at the end of March. So that was in May. And again, the CARES Act runs out next month, and you're supposed to pay back all that money you pay in mortgages. Businesses are still shut down. It's just a perfect storm. So when you say, it's great he says that, because factor in all that stuff. A vaccine isn't even guaranteed. We have 30,000 cases a day. Businesses can't open at the same level, and the S&P is approaching 3,200. NASDAQ's at all-time highs. It's
going to be in the books, man. I mean, I'd love to be the professor that I don't want to be the professor that's going to have to teach this.
Yeah.
That is the real bottom line.
And people in the den saying, please tell the whole story. I don't have to name every county, okay? I'm speaking of the county I'm living in. That's the story, okay? It's a little bit frustrating, but
Dow Industrial's up 170, NASDAQ up 97, S&Ps are up by 19.5. Stay right there, folks. Tommy and I come right back.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live, and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow Industrials right now are trading up top 200. Nasdaq up 109. S&P's up 23. And if we get over to Canopy Growth, that's catching a little bit out here today. It's up 74 cents. $18.11.
Yeah, some of these cannabis stocks getting a little bit of a pop today. I mean, that's almost like a 5% pop on Canopy. I think some of the other ones as well. Let me just jump around. Kronos up about 2%. But interesting to see those. I mean, a little bit of stalled growth. You'd think even higher. Yeah, and Aurora is up 5%, was up much higher as well.
Yeah, so they had a virtual cannabis. Canopy Growth had a virtual investor day yesterday.
Okay.
So we'll see how this. The bottom line is it caught a bid out here today. That's the real bottom line.
And that's another one of those stories, man. I talked about Disney a lot on my program this morning, talking about a lot of short-term woes, but in the long run, man, if you have enough capital, you're going to be all right. And if a company like Canopy Growth, the biggest cannabis company out there, can be okay in the long run, I just see a huge growth in that one.
Yeah. Hey, you know what is wild? So that Wirecard, right?
Yeah.
So check this out, folks, okay? There's a story in the Wall Street Journal yesterday that you want to Google. And the point of the story is this. So check this out. There were investors that were talking about this company in 2007 that it was a fraud,
Really?
Huge. Now listen to this, folks. This is amazing. So they had hedge funds that lost hundreds of thousands of dollars on this shot in it 2007. Oh. They had the quotes on it. They had the goods on them beyond belief. And listen what ended up happening. The guy was so powerful that this is almost like a Madoff when he was running the NASDAQ, that he was going after day traders, yet he was ripping everyone off. Okay,
sure.
So he turned around, got the regulatory body inside Germany going after the people. They actually went after the people. The journal has the numbers, okay, that these people actually had to pay to guard themselves, right?
Classic. Investigate the investigators. I've heard that term before.
And it was only until, I guess, 6 months ago that this thing came down. Is that crazy or what?
I think a couple years ago, or somewhere in that realm, it was valued at a market cap of almost $25 billion. And right now, I think it's at $1 to $2 billion, and it's probably worth zero. So
it's just the story, folks, is phenomenal. The story is they have the story in there that it's been so long that it's been going on that hedge funds were actually out of business now. Not from that, but just in general, because it's 13 years later. Okay, it took 13 years to come after this guy. It's sick. They arrested him this morning, by the way, folks. Okay.
Yeah. And I imagine it's not just going to be one person, man. You can't.
No, that's today's article. That's what it had in the deal. That the aspect of there's going to be other culprits that are in the middle of that. And the thing that is amazing, there's no doubt. Then there's another story that we talk about SoftBank, right? SoftBank turned around. SoftBank and some other broker dealer got together. They pushed out huge amounts of debt for Wirecard, and they never held any of it. So they got everyone else holding the bag, man. It's just...
Be wary if somebody ever tells you that they got a couple $2 billion, and when you say, where is it? Say, don't worry, it's in a couple of Philippines banks.
Yeah, totally, man, totally. So, check out this S&P, folks. This is just a little trouble in paradise here, man. This, as I started off this morning, this is a nervous market, man, and it's very unusual to have a nervous market when you get these equities at all-time highs, but it's here. It's
one of these things, again, which is remarkable volatility. So we trade down 60 points last night at 9 o'clock. Then from the lows last night, you go from 3,060 on the dot, okay, and you trade up 85 S&P points to 3145. And guess what? We're within like 2 or 3 S&P points before Navarro got in the air last night.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right. Yeah. It's a monster. And as we're speaking, it's going to be intriguing to see whether gold actually goes for 1789. We're at 1783, right, 60 right now, folks. So it can happen. And this is to do with the good old U.S. dollar. This dollar is getting hammered out here this morning, man. You're down to 588 points. And you got to remember that the dollar, when it did its bounce, it only did a 0.382 bounce on the last leg down. So the lows of game once again. The lows of 2 weeks ago were 95,716. The low of March, where it rejected the highs of the lows last time, is 94,650. And the culprit here, folks, is the euro. The euro is catching a monster bid out here this morning. Look at this bid. Yesterday we were at 111.69. You're at 113.36 right now, folks. So that is putting some big pressure on the good old U.S. dollar, no doubt.
Hey, jumping over to Disney real quick, I just wanted to take a look some of what I talked about in my show this morning, man. I hadn't even realized the consolidation went through. I mean, Disney consolidated, you could call it almost, from December of 2014, it climbs above 90 for the first time, and then you basically bounce around between about 100 and 120 all of the year of 2015, 16, 17, 18. You get into 2019 in April, and we're sitting at about $115, almost right where we are right now, and that's when all the details become available for Disney Plus. They announced to the world that they're actually going to beat Netflix on price. Talk about a tough one to do, man. They arguably have a much better content lineup. They don't spend as much, right? But when you name the icons and the brands they own, and you trade from 115 to 153, COVID hits. Just remarkable that we're now basically back to that level. And as I talked about on the show, man, I think the last time they came out with numbers, and I'm super generalizing, 55 million subscribers, I think, maybe 60, maybe they're going to be at 75. They're going to be at 100, in my opinion, before you know it. Now, what I also talked about, though, some of the things we just talked about with COVID, they're in Florida. They're opening next month. They'll probably be able to open. I imagine Disney is actually going to have some of the best social distancing practices in place for cleanliness, best you can possibly try and hope for. But then they also have sporting. Sports are going to struggle to open back up. All of that going to be a lot of pain, man. But in the long run, that consolidation, it seems like so ripe, right, to just slam out of there eventually when all of this
Disney just got to get over 122. 122, it's in the bottom line. I can make a case. Well, it come down too fast. See, Disney was a monster ABC up. It was, you get in that higher range, though. You get in the higher range, and then, you can 122 to the next leg up there is like 150. So,
I mean, if 14 months ago, you didn't even know the price of Disney, right? If you had said, listen, it's going to be a tough 2 or 3 years, but I'm going to tell you that in June of next year, Disney Plus is going to have 70 million subscribers. We're going to be cheaper than Netflix, and we're going to be crushing subscribers every single day. The world would say, why are we trading at 116? And they'd say, guess what? There's a pandemic ripped across the globe. That's why. But in 2 or 3 years, even without a vaccine, I imagine this is going to be a much different world, and we'll be past this. We're going to get past
listen,
it.
The head of Universal, NBC Comcast, he is basically making hay, folks, okay, and he's flipping out all the theaters because he's convinced that even all his new movies, right on your iPhone. Right on your phone. That he's bringing out a big movie like
content's king, man.
The theaters are going crazy because they never thought that it'd bring. Oh, SpongeBob. He's bringing it out on the phone.
That's going to hit Disney too, man. They took in $10 billion last year in that stuff, and so that'll.
Stay right there, Tommy and I come right back.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab. Bam!
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The gold report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, JDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 123, Nasdaq's up 96, S&Ps are up 15.5, and Penn Gaming, folks, is up, bottom line, 15% this morning. And we got 2 pumpers, Tom. You got Trader Dave Poitney was on with
Davey Day Trader.
He was on with Jim Cramer last night.
Yes, I saw.
Bottom line, well, I didn't see, but the bottom line, I'm wondering why Penn Trading is up so much, folks. And the bottom line is that there you go. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What a business we're in, man. I'm telling you. It's a brave new world, no doubt. And folks, the pumping has always happened. I'm not saying that. The differential, no doubt, is that it's so out front right now. That's what it's really coming down to.
And they got an upgrade today too. I think to $39 at somebody as well.
Of course they did. Yeah, right. Stifle.
Hey, and it also came out that I think he's the Dave Portnoy. He might be. He says no comment. Who knows? He's the king of promotion, man. A member of the bid of I think A-Rod and J-Lo for potentially, I think it was the Mets. So how does that play where you're an owner of a baseball team, you're a media company that's owned by a gambling company, and you own the sports team? That's quite a combo.
I know. We got to get him on the show, man. We got to get him on the show. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
We'll figure that out. No doubt.
Do it up.
Hey.
Get ready for him to pick out some Scrabble tiles to see what he's going to buy for the day.
Oh, yeah. I heard that. Bess was telling me that. What, he picked out Raytheon, right?
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he picked out Raytheon, folks. Okay, I think this was yesterday, I believe. Okay, he was picking supposedly Scrabble tiles out of the thing. He picked out the RTN. Yeah, give me a break. Like, yeah, seriously.
Entertainment
Raytheon, by the way,
trading.
folks, is headquartered in Boston. He's in Boston. He knew exactly what he was doing. Stay right there, folks. We got Think or Swim coming up next. And I'm Mr. Basil Chapman. Ride that wave. Steve Rhodes, Dave White. I'll be back this afternoon. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
Go get him, folks.